record? It's recording now?
I can natural. We're gonna edit it anyway, so no worries. All right. Rock. All right. Let's see what we got. Screen time. All right. We're gonna do this live right now. We got a couple minutes left, so it's all good.
We have some more thing.
Yeah, we're gonna knock it out right now. Questions. Okay. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Carlos, CEO of GAR Capital, with Nick here, our VP. I'm gonna go say what's up, Nick.
Hey,
Nick is over here.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So we are in the conference room right now, ready to answer your questions. We wanted to get everything here. We have our big screen back there, ready to rock. So, what you're looking at, let's talk about a couple of plays that we were looking at. A couple on the list here.
Sure.
We had AMD. We actually have calls on AMD, the 31s, am I right?
That's right.
Okay, so AMDs, you want to go ahead and bring up on your chart. How are you looking on the chart there?
Let's see here.
We had AMD, we had shop, which was nice. I'm still holding some of the shop. And then we also had, was it Beyond you were looking at? Beyond. We're looking at Apple. And then we were looking at Amazon too. We're gonna go over those. So,
Yep, that's it.
no, there was one other one. Tesla.
Tesla. Oh yeah, that was.
Tesla have, and then what else?
Tesla, Shop, AMD, Amazon.
Oh, and then we also were talking banks tomorrow.
Banks, Citibank.
Citi, JP Morgan, and Wells tomorrow.
Pre-market.
Pre-market tomorrow. So we're going to talk about those today. So we're also going to answer some questions as we go along. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So go ahead and we're going to bring up AMD. Again, you're not going to be able to see here on the chart, but I'll go ahead and expand as much as I can. So just give me a second and we can take a look. All right? All right, so let me go ahead and bring up AMD here. AMD I have here. I'm going to go ahead and attach the widget. And we're going to go ahead and maximize the sell. If I can, no, I'll just do it. So let's go to AMD, maximize the sell. All right, so AMD, we're going to go bring up an hourly chart here. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and bring it down. All right, so as you can see over here, Nick, you want to go ahead and kind of take the wheel on this one?
Sure, absolutely.
So Nick's going to go ahead and take a look here. I know we're kind of backwards, but again, as best you can, and we're going to go and explain as we go. So we're going to go ahead and kind of do like a teaching course here on AMD. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, guys, so as you can see right here, we have the break, right? So right around 30.30, that
30.30.
was basically our alert to take a look and possibly go long, and that's what we did. So you see a nice pop here, and then towards the end of the day, the market kind of pulled back a little bit, but it's still very nice. For the rest of the week, if we get a bullish continuation, AMD should see a nice pop, and also a lot of volume, a lot of unusual option activity, a lot of people purchasing the 31s.
Let's take a look at those. So we're looking at now at AMD. AMD, we're going to go ahead and break down the strike to 14. And you can see the 31s, we actually have the 31s open right now. So let's take a look at the 31s. You can see the volume right now about 33,664.
Multiple strikes, right? You got 20,000 here on the 33s.
No, that's the open interest, 17,000. 18,000 right
Oh,
there.
here we use the volume, okay.
17,000 are the 32s.
Very nice.
So speak up a little bit, Nick, because they can't hear. So again,
Okay.
what we're saying here is that on AMD, go ahead and repeat what you got there, Nick. One more time, because they said that you can't hear.
Sorry, excuse me. I'll speak up a little bit. So for AMD, you can see here, 30.30 was really the break point. That's what we wanted to see in order to capture that long side move. So once we broke, that was our signal to take a look to potentially go long, and that's what we did.
Right.
And now you can see we basically closed green for the day.
Yep.
Still holding that trend, that bullish trend upside. So we're going to see how we open up tomorrow. The market was very, very low volume today. So not a whole lot going on. Remember, it's a holiday, bond market's closed. Tomorrow we should get a little bit more action.
Yeah, so again, we see that break point of that 30.19 on that fib, on that line there, looked like support there in a sense, but the resistance now became support.
Exactly.
So you want to keep an eye on that level. That level again is 30.16?
30.30 is really the
30.30 is the level, right? So I have an alert placed at 31. You may want to go and take a look at that, guys, if you're watching live. 31, we should be able to break that. If we break 31, Nick, what do you see right moving forward? I'm going to go and bring up a 4 hour.
So looking at 31 here, I mean 31, we're above the 100.
32 will be your heavy.
I would say 32.
Heavy resistance.
You can see right here, that's
Yeah.
really heavy resistance here.
32s on AMD. So again, if you were looking to plot longer time frame, then the 32 calls would be in play. Again, those right now are, again, traders on the market are looking at 32 as a heavy resistance as another way to go. So that could be a nice target, about 18,000 vol. So that's AMD. Thank you, Nick, on that one. I'll go ahead and take it the next one. Let's see if we got any questions here as we go. Which way is the market heading? Alex is asking. Well, that's a really good question, right? I mean, wish we had the crystal ball. Today, in regards to market action, you got to really think about, in a sense, that what was low volume. Again, very low volume. You had a stat for me earlier today.
So it was the second lowest volume day of the year.
Second lowest volume day of the year. So again, we had the China trade truce. Remember that, the China trade truce? And what happened there? I mean, we sold off on the news, and then today, not much going on, but it was Columbus Day. Banks are closed and the bond market was closed. Bond market's bigger than the stock market, keep in mind. It's a lot more market cap there. So with that being said, we gotta see tomorrow, especially with bank earnings, this is the first rounds. Okay, so next one we're gonna do is shop. I'll go ahead and take a look at that.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can bring this up. Let's see if I can mess with this one here. My glasses, because I'm blind. Minimize sell. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and bring up Shopify. And Shopify, we talked about that on the Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up, this is a 1 hour chart. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So I'll go ahead and do that if you wanna
Sure.
take a look. If you wanna answer any questions on this one.
All right, let's
see if you got that. All right, so Shopify. Here you can see we talked about the ascending triangle a lot. I've been very on point with that with you guys. Again, a point of emphasis is the ascending triangle. You can see the low of 286.07 if they can hear it. And you can see that we had a nice trend consistently to the upside, actually to the point of even following the 100-day moving average, which is actually a nice trend. And then I had an alert right at the resistance level, right around 342. We broke above that and it actually went up to around 23%. Personally, I'm holding on that one. So again, I don't know if you guys are. It wasn't a freebie or anything, but again, it's something to look at. If we go ahead and actually take a look for more upside, I'll go ahead and bring my mouse here. Let's see what the target's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a 4 hour chart to give us a little more range. And you can see that ascending triangle right here. Hope you can see it. Right,
I can move it up.
Yeah, move the camera up a little bit so they can focus.
Stay here.
And you can see this ascending triangle we had right down here at 289.22, ascended to the upside with the resistance kind of sticking to right there, and we broke above. Now this is a 4 hour chart. This yellow line right here is your 200-day moving average. We should be able to tap that. If we go ahead and zoom in a little closer, that's around 348.02. If you have the 350 strikes, you're definitely gonna go ahead and hit that. And that should be a nice play. I mean, you're green on it if you're still holding, but we actually hit 24%. And you see the volume here on the bottom here, right around the 1 hour. I'll bring up the volume, and you can see right down here, about 500,000 shares traded. Nice volume spike, highest since 2 Wednesdays ago. So that's a good sign. We want to go ahead, especially with this low volume environment that we had with Columbus Day. So it really kind of gives us a nice bullish indicator on what we're looking at. But yeah, so let's take a look at the volume there on Shop in regards to options. And I don't have that. Let's see if I can bring that here. Shop, we have about 2,900 on the 345s. The 350s have around 1975, and you can see just a continuation on the bull run to the upside. A lot of call volume, call volume there, especially for an option that honestly doesn't get tons because it's so pricey. So keep that in mind. All right, so good stuff. Let's go ahead and answer some questions here.
Somebody had a question about Microsoft. They want to know your thoughts on Microsoft.
Microsoft, right? Let's take a look. Opinions on Microsoft. Microsoft, actually, funny enough you ask. You want to go and bring up on that chart too?
Break 141.
Break 141? Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up that chart. I'll bring it up here. Let me see if I can revert. I'll it's just an investment on the stock, MSFT is a great stock. Again, great cash flow. Again, I want to hold that long term. Decent dividends, no China exposure for the most part. So let's take a look at MSFT together. MSFT, again, if you're trading it, not a ton of volume, not a ton of movement anyways. If you did want to play it, I'd have to go ahead and break 140, 120 just to confirm the move to the upside. If we go ahead and take a look at a 4-hour chart, again, you can see the big consolidation here, still within range for the past, I don't know, 3 months, since July, end of July. Just been consolidating here, not much going on here. We need to break new highs of 142, all-time highs, in order to make a move. But again, if you want to hold on to it, that's up to you. All right, let's go ahead and answer some questions here. All right. I got it, I'll take care of it. All right, answer question time. All right, let's see, questions and answers. We'll do some rapid fire with everybody. Okay, so let's see, this is Shafi asks, which companies do you think thrive during recession? Consumer staples, we've talked about that. The consumer staples are McDonald's, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, KO. Johnson & Johnson, great balance sheet, and was it Procter & Gamble is another one. So again, staples, utilities, real estate, those are the ones you want to keep a look at. Real estate investment trusts that pay dividends. What are your thoughts on Costco and ATVI? Again, guys, if you're going to answer a question, make sure if it's an investment related question or it's going to be an actual question in regards to trading. If you're talking about Costco, the volume is not that great. We actually got hit on it last week, so again, I don't recommend it. ATVI, same thing. If you're talking about investing for both, I would say Costco over ATVI, which again, everyone knows is Activision. Let's see if any other questions here. Thoughts on college? Well, you're a college grad, Nick. You're a college grad.
So, I'm actually I was a chemistry major in college, and I don't do anything with my degree now. I think that there's no such thing as wasted knowledge. I think college is good, but I would say you gotta have a goal in terms of what do you want to do. Like if you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, or somebody that you need a certification. Absolutely, you need to go to college. But if you're planning on being, if you're unsure, I wouldn't go. I would self-educate until you find
your niche.
Your niche.
Yeah,
You gotta find your niche. That's very important. Don't just go to school to appease your parents, appease your family. They will be more happy that you're actually happy doing what you're doing. They might not tell you that, but it's the truth, So just to kind of reiterate, I think college is important. Like I said, no knowledge is wasted knowledge, but don't get into debt for something that really has you have no future in, really. For me, I thought I was gonna, get into chemistry. I graduated a chemistry major, and I don't think it was a bad thing. Like I said, no wasted knowledge, but do I use any of that stuff now? No. So that's your answer.
Right, exactly. So again, me personally, as a college dropout, again, I really didn't use anything in college. I basically just used self-knowledge. I learned on my own. I just read it. So that was just me. It worked for me, and I mean, it works for different people. So let's see here. What platform are you guys using, El Jefe? That's TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. What do you think about tomorrow bank earnings? Is it time for a 5% correction on JPM, Goldman Sachs, or Citi? Between those three, honestly, I would say the one with the best earnings will probably be JP Morgan. Mm-hmm. Goldman would be number 2, Citi should be number 3. But the one with the highest upside would be Citi. Citi has more international. Goldman again is a more of a brokerage, but they have some retail. Maybe that Apple Card does help. I have the Apple Card. Could be. But I think they all beat, and I think that we should get maybe 1% move to the upside. I wouldn't expect anything crazy on those. Yeah. Again, not enough to play any kind of options where you can make some really good returns. It's just a reality of what it is. Which stock holdings will hold you for the rest of your life? What would you answer that? Stock holdings
for you?
No. If you had to pick 3 stocks that you can hold for the rest of your life, Nick, what would it be?
Dividend stocks, right? So we would choose.
It's up to you.
Probably for me personally, and Carlos might hate me on this, but
I'm not gonna hate you. No.
So dividend stocks, of course, AT&T, Verizon, those are great. I personally love Amazon. I think if you own Amazon, hold it. I think it's a great company. Of course, it's pricey. Another one I like would be Tesla. I actually like Tesla. And you can see Tesla today broke out. It's been a while since that happened. So, a lot of Tesla gets a lot of flack, but I think people who, sometimes are under a lot of pressure, scrutiny by the public, that happens when you're trying to change the world. And I don't know if his stock will ever be $2,000, Elon, Tesla, but I think as a speculative play, I like it. Amazon, I would say, would be my favorite. The dividend stocks. Tesla's more of a risky play because
Amazon doesn't pay a dividend, by the way.
Right,
But it doesn't
Amazon
matter.
doesn't pay.
But it doesn't matter. It's still a great stock.
and Apple.
Apple, yeah.
Apple's great. I mean, come on.
Cash flow.
Yeah,
Cash flow is key.
absolutely.
I agree. So I would say for the three, for me, Verizon I own.
Verizon.
For his dividend, Apple I own, and Amazon. Those are the three I buy. Those are the three I hold
Yeah.
forever. Our REITs during recession perform well. Do they perform well? Again, that's something that you need to research, but again, dividend is the key. So then I want to hold some REITs and utilities. How much should I start with options? 5,000. 5,000 what we recommend. What are you looking forward to this Black Friday? We're looking forward to our Amazon store.
Amazon.
store.
Oh, yeah.
Retailers. What are the retailers that Jim Cramer likes? Costco. Target. Walmart. Amazon.
And
And there's one more.
what's the other one he likes?
Target, Amazon, Costco, Walmart, and there's one more.
I'm trying to think of that last one.
Target, Amazon, Costco, Walmart, and there's one more retailer. It's not Kohl's. Amazon, Walmart, Costco,
I
Target.
can't think of the last one.
There's one more. Not
Home
Shopee.
Depot.
Home Depot. There you go.
There you
Home
go.
Depot. Good one. I own Home Depot. That's funny. Okay, so next one. Next question. We're moving on. We need chemistry for options. I'm sure. How conservative are you guys positioned for any upcoming recession fears? We're not conservatively. No, you want to have some cash just so you can buy some on the cheap. Sure. Don't go full on 100% tilt on stocks for sure. But again, you want to make sure you have some cash. But conservatively, no. Again, I'm pretty young. I'm a young guy. I'm 33. So again, the older you are, you want to take a little bit off the table and be thinking recession ahead of time, ahead of retirement. Thoughts on NIO? NIO is a pure speculation. The Chinese Tesla.
Right.
If you're okay with a 60% drawdown, fine. Other than that, forget it. You're not gonna get into that. Thanks, Carlos. But last but not least, is it a good time for gold long positions after the last correction? I like gold long term. Gold would be basically a hedge against the central bankers of the world that are negative interest rates. If you're worried about negative interest rates and inflation or deflation in a sense, actually it would be fighting inflation, would be gold. So yeah, I actually own some gold coins and gold bars in my safe, and I would recommend you can get into GLD, which is the ETF. Caterpillar, Pietro, one of our students. Caterpillar, China name. Again, if you think that we're gonna get a China deal, go long Caterpillar. I'd rather be Boeing if you're doing it in industrial. How much time do you recommend in terms of investing in options? We do weekly only unless it's a hedge long term.
Is this question trading it, or how much time does he need to invest to get proficient at, to get good at?
To get good at what?
Trading? I don't know if that's his question.
Oh, no, he's asking how much time do you recommend buying in terms of investing in the options? I'm assuming the term he's talking about. We do weeklies.
We do weeklies,
Yeah.
but again, we were at a conference in Vegas,
Right.
and there's so many different strategies you can use. We actually talked
Iron
about
condors and everything.
Right. Horizontal
Vertical spreads, yeah.
horizontal spreads. So there's many ways to skin a cat. Some of these guys go 2 months out, and then they'll buy a weekly to go along with
Sure.
their calls. So
Sure.
you can do it a ton of different ways. We trade weeklies, and that's what works for us.
Yep. All right, so moving on. Join your course would be my best decision ever. Well, Victor, that really depends on you. If this is something that you feel that you really, really want to do, and it doesn't feel like a job, it's something that you really want to, or passionate about, you're passionate about the markets, it's a great decision. The best thing is that there's a 30-day money back guarantee if you're not happy. So again, even if it's not for you, we can refund your money. So don't really worry about it. It's not really a risk to you. Next question. What is a good strategy? A good strategy, I always say, is one that you follow, a disciplined strategy. That's number one. If you don't follow a strategy, there's no point of having one. Thoughts on the next Home Depot earnings report? I think they beat. I think they beat. I like Home Depot a lot. Lowe's was a little weaker, but I like Home Depot a lot, and I actually own the stock. Trading. Isn't weeklies more risky than months out? Of course, it's more risky because of time decay. But if you know what you're doing, then risk is kind of mitigated, or you refine your risk.
Remember,
You're welcome, Bear Jordan. Yeah.
When you buy an option, remember you're essentially paying for volatility.
Thoughts on NIO? We already answered, so
Right,
I'll
so
let you.
when you buy an option contract, you're buying volatility,
Sure.
right? And volatility is expressed as a percentage,
Yep.
right? So obviously, as the option fluctuates, if you want, I would say, yeah, it's definitely more risky weekly, but you maximize your gains, and if you have good risk management, you have discipline, you stick to your plan, I would say that's probably, probably best. I mean, unless you're thinking far out. Personally, I would rather play the weeklies or maybe bi-weeklies, but weeklies is usually what we do.
Yep. Any other questions there? What's your guys' net worth? Enough. No shit. No. It depends. I mean, one man's a lot is one man's little. So again, it really, we asked him for our social security number too. You want to go and give it to him? Any overall thoughts on cannabis stocks? If you have the patience and you can handle a drawdown, go ahead and get into cannabis. If you do not have patience and you do not believe in it, remember, actually Mr. Wonderful was talking about it. Remember, the issue here is the recreational part.
Right.
If it's a medical backed one where it's all about medicinal, then it's going to go ahead and soar. But if it's more of a recreational, until it's legalized, forget it.
Forget it.
Okay.
They are beaten down now.
Just kidding, you guys are great. You're welcome. Victor's good people. He was just joking. What should I do to grow a small account without being able to dedicate my whole day trading? You would just no. If you just have time, you can't join a single group. We don't want to give that impression that you could just plug and play. No, you have to have some time.
That's true.
If that's the case and you don't have any time, S&P 500 fund, invest in it. Do dollar cost averaging. Put an X amount every week or every month, and you'll be set.
He just wants to have like passive income.
Yeah, passive income.
Oh,
Then
okay.
they have dividend stocks. Aramco, Saudi Aramco. I don't like the
They
IPO.
just had an IPO, man.
Yeah, but oil. We're talking about oil now. We have fracking in the U.S. If you really want to be in oil right now, I mean.
If you want to trade oil, you don't want to trade futures, you can trade options on oil. I recommend
USO.
USO.
Yeah, USO.
USO is probably your best bet.
Yeah, exactly.
But look for the volume, because if there's no volume.
Take a look at the chart on Apple. See, we can answer that question here. Apple, let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Apple, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here.
So Apple,
Yeah, what do you got on Apple? I'll bring it up on my chart here.
so we just made a new all-time high on what, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
A little pullback today. I mean, nothing crazy.
Let me see if I can revert back here. I have Apple. I did have Apple actually. Let me go ahead and bring it up again. All right, so
Those are all the buybacks, right? Apple.
buybacks. And look at that. It's a beautiful. I'll go and take care of it. So Apple here, you can see on the 4-hour, nice little base breakout again. At what are we talking about? The ascending triangle right there to the breakout point. We caught it last week to the upside. We actually hit 238.13. I have it alert again at 238.14. We break that, 240 will be in it. Keep in mind, this is the all-time high, which is 238.13. So again, you're basically chasing all-time highs. But with cash flow that Apple has, you almost can't bet against this stock. And word is that the iPhone 11 expectations they're actually surpassing expectations right now. So Apple is probably a good one to get into. I would say the 240s have actually great volume. If you want to go ahead, I'll bring it up. You can leave it there.
Yeah.
240s. Is Apple a good short? No, it's not. Why would you short Apple here? There's no way I would short Apple.
Don't fight the trend.
Don't fight the trend. Don't get cute. Stick to ride the wave. Don't create the trend. Ride the trend. Because that's how you get paid. The 240s have 35,000 volume, so keep a look at that. How much do I need to invest? For me, I have a full-time job that I love. If you have a full-time job that you love, I would just stick with passive investing, because then you can focus on one thing. So maximize your job potential and income first before you do anything. Get some emergency savings, pay off your debt, and then you can go on to what other passions you may have.
Okay.
So our last couple of questions. Any other questions before we end this call here? Again,
Beyond me.
oh, beyond me. Okay, I'm gonna let you do it. I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it. I'll go ahead and set it up here. So Beyond Meat, you want to go ahead and use this?
Yeah, sure. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do Beyond Meat here.
All right.
All right, so here's our chart, Beyond Meat.
Hold on a second.
You're gonna go to charts. Oh, you're gonna type in. You're gonna go to charts.
Oh, yeah.
Top right.
Yeah.
No, top right.
I can't see. How am I contacting?
I got you.
Plug me in.
Plug you in. Hold this.
Hold on, I got
You got it? Okay.
Beyond. All right. Oh, there we go. I see. Okay.
We're into charts. Here we go.
Yeah.
And again, Journal Boy just
Where is
asks,
Where's Beyond?
if you want to invest my money, we don't invest anyone's money, Dreamer. Sorry. You need to do it on your own, or invest in an advisor.
Oh.
German Boy, how much a month should I quit before I quit my job? That depends on your lifestyle. So you're gonna go to the top right on Beyond.
Right here?
Yep, top right, click. And you're gonna go to Maximize Sell to the bottom.
Where are we at?
There you go.
All right.
There you go, and you can see just a brutal chart. Let's go ahead and bring up
We're
the
showing
daily. Show them the daily, and you can see that gap fill.
Alright, so this is a freebie for this week, guys.
Take a look
Keep
at
an
it.
eye on this, because look, this is what I want you to see here. You see this gap right here?
Here's the gap. What's that number?
Alright, so
See
you
that
can
gap
see,
there?
basically, we're right at support right now. Basically, we've actually broke through during the trading session today, so keep an eye on this. If we can break, I would say 125 and stay below 125, we're gonna fill this gap all the way to
Down to
$100.
Around 99, 100.
So, could this be the week that Beyond Meat spills its guts? It could be.
Yeah.
But we gotta wait and see.
Tomorrow will be very important because we'll get some volume back in.
Don't go all in, because I
Don't.
said, oh, it's gonna break, but it could break, it looks good. I actually have a short position running right now.
So do I.
So keep an eye on this. I would say if we break 124, that might be a good
The
short.
120s.
Take a look at the 120s. Tremendous volume there too.
Yeah, looks really good. What is the volume on that? If you want to take a look at it. Up there. Oh, I got it. The 120s. Where are we? 120 puts. We have
8,000.
8,000 volt.
Very
And they usually
unusual.
don't have that much volume.
Very unusual.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do one more thing before we call it a day on this call. One more thing, and I'm gonna show you what are my options scanner. And this is some of the tools that we use. So again, we're looking at here at the biggest movers. So again, AMD 31 calls, we're in those, have 28,000 volume. Next one is Apple 240 calls. We talked about that. That right there is about 35,000.
We played Apple this morning.
We did, and we got it. PG, Procter & Gamble has 24,000 vol, 100 calls, but for November 15th. So someone's playing the upside, could be earnings.
Right.
And then you also have March 20, 2020, 115 calls. So again, it's the same names. You know, again, you're gonna see AMD, you're gonna see Apple, you're gonna see Facebook, those boys. Netflix will be up there, but it's not there. We got some Intel movement. Intel 50 puts on October 18th. Looks interesting, and that has about 15,000 vol. And Facebook actually has some call volume. We want to take a look at that.
Facebook.
12,000 vol on the 187.50s and the 190s. Oh, no, excuse me, 195s. AT&T has some $40 calls for January 17th. I believe that should be in the money. So that's that could be a hedge. Tesla 260s, up 177% today.
Yeah.
And right now, the ask on that is about $3.30, pretty tight spread. And again, that's a weekly video. So what do you use for options activity? Right here, TD Ameritrade, you go to scan, options volume, minimum 10,000, scan, and you're set. So we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for joining on this. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us. GARcapitalfx.com is the website. Feel free to DM us on this channel, Instagram. We also have Twitter at GAR Capital. Beyond put if it breaks 124. Is that correct?
I would say, yeah, I would say
Go
124.
ahead,
If we break
sure.
124, it could be a nice put. But remember, check the volume. How's the overall trend? What's going on in the market?
Right.
Is the market red? Are the indices falling? You want to see, you know, because a lot of the times, even if Beyond Meat is breaking down, if the indices are somehow we get some headline, right, some positive news, it will lift the entire market. So
Right.
Beyond Meat will rise too. But keep an eye on it. Also, remember, guys, this not many people know this. I'm going to share this with you. Out of all the stocks that you can trade, there's only really like 10
That move the market.
that move the market.
Yeah.
There's 80 to 90% of the volume is in the institutional money, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon,
Google, not Google as much.
QQQ,
AMD.
or SPY, AMD,
IWM.
IWM, and then the rest. Yeah, you can play Tesla, sure, but
Sometimes as well.
But a lot of the time, most of the volume is on those big names. So
Right.
when you see the small names and you're wondering, should I play this? Probably not.
Right.
Stick with the big guys.
Yeah. Stick to the guys we know. So good advice. Good advice. Thank you so much for the info. You guys are the most helpful page I found. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll catch you on Tuesday. Earnings reports coming out for Citi, JPM, and Goldman. No, is Goldman tomorrow? Goldman's Thursday. Wells Fargo's tomorrow.
Oh, Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo.
Okay.
So we'll, again, if you want to know the information on that, follow us on Twitter. We'll cut through the noise. We give you all the information you need at GAR Capital. Have a great day, guys. We'll catch you guys soon. Okay, sure. Nice. Very good. What happened when we execute our contracts? Can we double our profits, appreciate contracts? $70% of $70 is not $1,000. 70% of $70 is not $1,000. He's got it wrong.
70% of how much?
Yeah.
Of what?
Of 70% of $70. What are you talking about?
70% of $70?
Yeah, exactly.
He said it's
Yeah,
$1,000.
it's wrong. No, not gonna work. So yeah. All right, we'll leave it there. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this,
Yeah.
and I'll take some